So hey everyone, I've been getting a lot of questions about how to make decisions on ideas. And as you see, I'm a practitioner. I do this stuff every single day. I put up ideas and I decide which ones, but I don't just come from the head or just come from the heart. I decide in a very specific way. So what I've created for you is an idea choice chart. Let me go ahead and take a look at that and then we'll see what I'm talking about. Now, idea choice chart. Here's the big idea behind the idea choice chart. The big idea is that we list out our ideas. Now, what I typically like to do, and I'm inspired by the book and adapted from the book $100 Startup. What you do is you put down 5 ideas. Now, you may have 50 ideas. All we have to do literally is pick an idea. So we're going to list 5. We're going to take it through some things that are important to you. Now, typically along here, you have 4 other things to consider. Number 1, what kind of impact will this idea have? And that's right here. What kind of impact do I believe doing this thing, this idea will have? Now, we give it a number. So let's say, for example, we would love to write a book. Okay, so you say to yourself, well, I think if I wrote a book, it's going to have a very big impact. So in this box, I'm going to say from 1 to 5. 1 being obviously, it's going to be, not a lot of impact, and 5 is going to have a lot of impact. So I may say writing a book could really change someone's life depending on what you're talking about. So I may say that is top priority, 5. Okay, great. But then also I may say, well, it might be kind of hard writing a book. So I'm going to put difficulty, the difficulty in writing this book at 1, because it may be very difficult. I'm not going to give it a lot of weight. So I may say it's going to be hard. That's a 1. Then I may say, well, what do I know about book writing and its money-making potential outside of the outliers and people that just make a ton of money from books? Yours might not make a lot of money. You put it on Amazon, you put it on Kobo, you put it on Barnes & Noble, you put it on all these different things. It may not make a lot of money. So we kind of decide. You believe it might, but you don't know. So let's say we put that at a 2. Now, fits with our goals and visions. Let's say you say to yourself, the ideal of writing a book, I want to make a difference in people's lives. I understand that it might not make a lot of money, and I understand that it's going to be difficult, but it really fits with my vision of self. I want to be a book writer. I want to be a person that takes my information and put it into book form. Okay, fair enough. So we say that fits very well with my goals. Maybe not top, but enough. So we go ahead and give that a 4. All right, you see what's happening here is that we are literally taking it from our mind and our hearts and putting it under a score. So let's say you say, well, I also have an idea to start an online store. You want to go to Shopify, you want to use System.io, you want to do something in that specific area. What impact could that have? You say to yourself, well, if I am able to sell my products and services online, that could make me that could have a good impact. I could share my knowledge and stuff like that with the world. Great. Now you say, okay, but that's a 4. Difficulty. He says, well, they tell me out there it's really easy to start an online store. I can get some Shopify, I can get some software, and I can start this thing. So you say it may not be that difficult. So you say to yourself, okay, that might be a 3. Then he says, well, will this thing make money? Well, if you do some of the things that I teach you in my Monetize Your Life Academy or some of my other programs, then I show you how to make money with it. So you may go, okay, it will make money. I believe if I start this online store and then I'm able to be better than my competition, all of these different factors, then it could make me some money. So let's go ahead and give that a 3. Fits with goals and visions. She says, I always saw myself running my own business, being able to make my own hours and have a whole bunch of fun. That fits with my vision perfectly. All right, so we say, well, that's a 5. All right. Now, let's say you go, well, but it's just me and I'm busy. I have stuff to do. Perhaps I should bring on a partner. This is another decision that you'll be making. It's an idea that we put on the choice chart and we literally rate it out. So here it is. Go into business with a partner. He says, partnerships are hard. It's like marriages. That could be kind of tough. But what would be the potential impact of that? Because I have more than one person, that rates out at a 4. Great. Difficulty. Well, we got paperwork, we got to get along and all that kind of stuff. So you may go, I don't know, that might be a 2. Could it make money? Well, it's not going to make me a lot of money because I got to split it. But at least with another person, it could potentially make you some decent money. All right, so we say 3. Fits with goals. Do you see yourself as a person that likes to work with people? Do you see yourself as a solopreneur? If you answered the solopreneur area, then you may go, I don't really want to work with anybody, so it doesn't fit with my visions and goals, or fit with my vision of working with someone else. So that might rate out at a 3. Okay, great. Let's put a 3 there. Now, let's go ahead and says, well, you know, I could just get or keep this job, right? So let's go ahead and put in a slash there. And then we're going to say keep current. We're going to say keep current job. All right, great. Keep current job. So now you go, well, the impact is obvious. I make money. I get paid every week. I don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. But man, I'll tell you what, I could get laid off like thousands of other people are getting laid off. So you say, well, the impact on my family or the impact that it may have on my bank account could be pretty significant. So let's say, bam, 5. Difficulty. Now you say, well, if you don't have a job, the ideal of getting a job is going to take time. So you may go, well, you know what, that's going to be kind of tough because, well, you know, I've worked a couple of places or I haven't worked in a long time. So that could be kind of tough getting the job. Okay, let's give it a 2. Will it make money? Well, that's obvious. Yeah, it will make money depending on what they're going to pay you per hour. So you may go, well, it can make money, sure. 4. Fits with goals and you go, heck no, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. It does not fit with my goals, but you at least give it a number. And that becomes a thing. So now another one is like, hey, I had this idea that I would create a newsletter. I hear those things make a lot of money. So you go, well, what would be the impact there? Kind of like writing a book. I think if I did a newsletter, I could have a significant amount of impact. Well, if that's the case, that's fine. Let's go ahead and put in impact at a 5. Right now, keep in mind, we're only going from 1 to 5. Difficulty. Well, it's not super easy, but I don't think they're super hard either. We can get some MailChimp, or we can get a System.io, we can get some ConvertKit. We can get something that allows us to create this newsletter. Right now, that becomes the opportunity. You go, not too hard. So if it's not too hard, then I might rate that out at a 4 because it's really decently easy. Will it make money? Well, again, we are in the competitive space. We hear that these things can make money. I don't know if mine will. Perhaps over time it could. So let's give it a 3. Now, fits with goals and visions. Well, if you see yourself again as a person that likes to share information and give other people the opportunity to do a whole bunch of cool things, and you want to send it by way of email and by way of this newsletter, awesome. It could fit very well with your goals and visions. Okay, so you say, great, 3. Now, here's what we're going to do next. If you notice here how to use this, score from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest. In other words, I think it's going to work out. It's the easiest thing to do. Score 1 for the project if it will take a lot of work, and 5 for the project that'll be a piece of cake to do. Then we're going to total it up and see who wins. Key here is that if there's a tie, we literally are going to pick one that is most important to us to be the deciding factor. You know, is it going to give me a lot of joy? Is it going to make me a lot of money? Is it going to have a lot of impact? Whichever one makes us make the choice between the tie. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right, so we've got 6 and 6, right? Quick math. 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, right? So we got 6 and 6, that's going to be 12. Let's go ahead and put that in there, 12. Awesome. So we got 7, and we got 10, and we got 15, right? So we got 7, 4 plus 3 plus 3. So we got 7, 10, 15. So that one scores out at a 15. Awesome. So we're going to go into business with a partner. So we got 6, 4 plus 2, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So all right, that one rates out at a 12. All right, great. That one rates out at a 12. This one right here, keep my current job, is 7, 8, 12. That's 12. All right, you see what's happening already. Create a newsletter. So we got 9 plus 6, which is what? 15. Now, this is a key thing to remember because it may be just that kind of close, depending on what you put up here, which you, of course, could change. You could, instead of say impact, you could say something else, but just choose not too many, but just maybe choose 4 of them. I like to use these because, again, inspired and adapted from the book $100 Startup, they talk about this. Is it going to have impact? Is it going to be hard to do? Will it make money? Does it fit with goals? That's it. So we keep it there. So we got 9 plus 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay, that tells us a story. I love this one. Typically, they come out a little bit differently depending on what 5 ideas that I put in and what 5 ideas you put in. But look at this. This is fantastic. Look at this. So we got, these are a tie. So you're saying, okay, it tells me I might be in the right spot in terms of what my heart and head are saying. But because we use this idea choice chart, because we put it down and we rated it out, we have to go with which ones simply come out at a higher number. That's the key. This one right here, start an online store at 15. Okay. Create a newsletter. All right. Now, remember what I said, when we have a tie, we have to decide on which one, start an online store or create a newsletter, which one that then, to be the deciding factor, which one of these can we say, I believe it's going to be better. So in this particular case, we've got both 3s. Those I look over here, fits with goals and vision. In terms of a newsletter, this one's a 3. And in terms of starting an online store, this is a 5. So we ask ourselves a question. In creating a newsletter, do I believe it fits with my goals and visions? Now, these are literally mine, right? My choices that I had to make coming up for some things I wanted to do. And came down to this one right here, create a newsletter. So I says, okay, yep, create a newsletter probably would fit even better. That changes this number to a 16. And that's my decision. So upcoming is the newsletter. We are creating, and I decided to actually go in with a partner to create this newsletter. So that becomes how you use this idea choice chart to take things from your head, from your heart, and to make a decision based on data and the numbers that come out. Now, if you notice again, create a newsletter is very close to an online store. So I asked the question of how can I maybe use the newsletter as my online store? And that's what I go into in some of the trainings. That's what I go into in some of the courses that I teach, is how you then create something like this. And then you earn a good living from it. I'll see you in that inside on some of that information, but this right here should get you started on how to decide on that very difficult thing that you've been having some trouble deciding on because you love all your ideas. Put it in the idea choice chart, look at it from this perspective, and just decide on which one comes out at the top. We'll see you in the next video.